When I was 16, I had to do a 10-hour art exam for my GCSEs. During the lunch break, I went into the toilets and I saw two girls I was kind of a bit intimidated by, a little bit scared of. They weren't the friendliest of people. So I just go into a cubicle, do my stuff, and then I come out and I go and wash my hands in the sink. Now the other two girls are standing there by the sink. They look down at my hands for a really long time. I look down as well and notice that they're covered in brown paint from the art exam earlier. I think they just thought I'd shat all over my hands.
So this one time when I was just a blonde, curly-haired little girl, I was attending Playgroup. And on this particular day, one boy had decided that he was going to be an absolute horror. It all centered around this tricycle, which he had decided was his bike. And he could be on the other side of the room playing with Lego, but if any of the other children even innocently approached his bike thinking that they might have a turn, he would send them crying to their parents. The way my mother tells it, the tensions in the room grew with every repetition of this scenario, particularly as the boy's mother was disinclined to do anything to stop it, and all the other parents were barred from action by playgroup politics. The situation was resolved, however, when the boy ran crying to his mother louder than all the other children combined. My mum didn't quite know what had happened until she turned around and saw me with my 3-year-old fists on my hips, and I said indignantly, "He tried to take my bike."
So I recently was with a couple of friends and we wanted to play Boggle in the park. It was her birthday. I had bought her the Boggle. We wanted to play while we were waiting for our restaurant table. We went to go sit down at one of those tables where the men play chess. I guess women play chess too there, but I've only seen it be like really grizzly old men play chess there. That's why I say that. Anyway, we went to one of those tables and one such grizzly old man approached us with his voice by saying, "Hey, well, don't look so nervous, don't look so nervous, sit down, we won't bite." And then his friend decided to say, "Oh, don't worry, we're not cannibals." Needless to say, we quickly got up and left because, well, our table was ready, but I mean, we also, you know, if you're told not to be nervous and that someone is not a cannibal, I think it's time to just leave. Just leave.
I knew something was wrong when I woke up and my Labradoodle had wet her bed. I kind of ignored it, like I put it in the laundry, except that morning I was leaving for VidCon, this big love-in where YouTube creators get together and we talk about videos and we drink cocktails and hang out, and I was leaving with 3 suitcases. I was kind of moving from Sydney to America and my dog wetting her bed just totally wasn't important. I gave it to my sister-in-law, I came over, I was having a great time, and 2 days later I got an email, subject line, Luna. You know something's wrong when that's the subject line. Then the vet bill started coming in. $200, $300. She had a Brazilian for dogs at the vet. I'm still getting bills. All this time, she had a vaginal infection. How does that even happen in a dog?
One summer I was taking an architecture class in Barcelona and my professor spoke British English, so sometimes we would have slang get stuck in translation. And one of those times was when I was in class. I was sitting next to this guy who I didn't really admit I had a crush on, but totally did, and I'm 16 years old and really awkward and trying not to think about it. And we're sketching with pencils, and we're drawing, I think it was water fountains. And the professor sees that I'm screwing up and he's screwing up and we're having a hard time with it. So he comes over to both of us and he says, "Do you two need a rubber?" And it took me a good 5 minutes to realize that when he said rubber, he meant eraser.